Alright, listen up everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and yet another episode of my F1 2018 career mode. Today we are here for the Belgian Grand Prix. But if you guys did miss the last race for the Hungarian Grand Prix, then do check that video out by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen to go check that video out. But here we are, like I mentioned, for the Belgian Grand Prix. It's one of my favourite tracks in the calendar, probably my favourite, joint top with Suzuka. And it's going to be a very, very exciting race in my opinion. I'm looking forward to Spa. It always provides great racing, and it's already such an intense and fast-paced race. Now, in terms of the R&D, we've got no upgrades for this race, but you can see in the chart, we kind of fall back a little bit, and the top three kind of distance themselves a little bit more, with Renault bringing a big upgrade package. But the crucial thing here, regulation change, absolutely massive, and I mean the biggest one I've ever had in this career mode. Chassis, engine and aero are all affected by it, and it's going to be an absolute game changer for next season. It really, really is. Now, we've still got a lot of R&D to do this season in terms of improving the current car, because I want to try and win the championship, but we have to protect Mercedes for so many parts. I'm going to say this, guys, there'll be a poll in the top right hand corner of your screen. I'm not going to stay with Mercedes after this season because it's my second season with the team, and I think I'm pretty much done with Mercedes now. So I want you guys to vote to see what team you'd like me to go to for next season, just so I get a bit of an idea. And you never know, I'll take it into account in terms of my decision making, but also I don't want to leave Mercedes with a sour taste in their mouth, like unlike with Red Bull or Toro Rosso. I do want to make sure that we protect them somewhat before next season. So I'm going to try and find that balance, hopefully in the next coming races. But for certain and for sure, after this race, we're not going to protect any parts just yet. We're going to try and get some more development on the car. And, I want to get an engine upgrade on there. I want to try and get an aero upgrade on the car as well. And then maybe we will see in terms of what approach we take for the second half, or what's left of the season more like. So, yeah, also give me your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What you'd like me to do. I'd love to see your feedback. And also, like I said, once again, please do vote in the top right-hand corner to see what team you'd like me to go to, because I'd be curious to hear your thoughts and opinions. But with that being said, we are now jumping into Saturday qualifying here at Spa for the Belgian Grand Prix. And one of the best qualifyings of the season, where it's such a long lap. There's so many places where you can get the lap right or wrong, and it comes down to ultimate driving skill. Now, I can't lie, this wasn't my best qualifying, and it wasn't necessarily because of driver skill, it's because I completely messed up my timing. I went out on the softs for my first run, and I only got 2 runs in this session. So one of them was this one on the soft compound tyres, and the second run was my best lap and my only other lap I managed to do, because I kind of got the time wrong, and I went out with not enough time to go back out and put another set of tyres on. So yeah, my bad, I really messed it up, and I threw away 1 of 3 runs. As you can see, my first attempt there is P12, 1.5 off the pace, quite a long way off, and I was a little bit worried at how far adrift we was of the leaders. So I won on the super softs, and pretty much this was my last attempt, therefore my best one on the super softs. So let's ride on board and let's see how this lap goes. Hopefully it's still a good lap nonetheless. Now straight away, for turn 1, you're looking at the 100-meter board as a reference, or the little line across the track for the DRS detection. Then you want to make sure that you get the car slowed down, focus on getting the front end rotated, and then it's really, really important to get good traction out of turn 1. This is going to dictate how much speed you have along this entire section, including Eau Rouge and the entire Camel Straight. As you can see, we get it pretty much perfect, and we are almost half a second up here. Now you get a little bit of a breather, a chance to relax as we now go towards the brake zone for Les Combes. You want to brake just after the 100. If you can brake at the 50, then you're doing really well, because I can almost do that. As we now throw the car through the Les Combes chicane section, now through Malmedy, and now down the hill towards turn 8 Rivage. Here it's all about gearing and making sure you get the front end to point for you, where there's so much understeer. Now through turn 9, it's all about getting that inside curve. You want to be all over the curve on the inside to really help you rotate the car. As we now go down towards Pouon, it's a lift and a down shift, and then pretty much carry the speed through and hope the car sticks. Really make sure you carry the momentum as we now go into the Fagnes chicane. Down a couple of gears. It's important to kind of sacrifice the first one to open up the second and really get a good exit as we now go towards Stavlo number 1. Fourth gear here, all over the inside curve, let the car run out wide, and then Stavlo 2 flat out. Try and keep a nice tight line through here, and then pretty much use all of your engine power that you have left in the ERS and fuel mix to basically try and get the car to the bus stop chicane. Now, for the bus stop, it kind of depends on your setup and also brake bias, but you want to try just after the 100 meter board once again here as a reference point, down to third again, and later down to second to really get that rotation, and that should do the best line for you as you now get on the power as soon as possible, open up the DRS and across the line, and it's going to be P6 for us at the time of completing the lap. However, obviously people might improve, we'll have to wait and see, but for now P6, not too bad. I must admit the AI are very fast around here. We don't have the raw pace, and as you can see, we pretty much we let the timer run out. I had to go back to the pits really slow, and then in the transition from when the clock hit 0 to end screen results, there was some faster lap times posted, but generally speaking the top 6 are the 3 teams that are faster than us anyway, so I'm not too disappointed, I'm not too surprised. Perez has got a grid penalty there, so we're going to start from P10 automatically. And the good thing is, even though we're P11, we are going to get the free choice of tyre, so it's not the end of the world, and I could definitely do something from here. But it definitely seems like, if you look at Hamilton as well, we just don't really have the pace around this circuit, and there's not much we could have done. I think even if I'd done another run, there wasn't much more in that lap, to be honest with you. So yeah, all in all, not a bad qualifying, and we do get the free choice of tyre, so hopefully we can make it work tomorrow in the race. But that being said, it's now time for the race and the Belgian Grand Prix. Let's go.
In the 48 races held at Spa between 1950 and 2015, the race winner has only started from pole position on 16 occasions. Qualifying yesterday may have set the order for today, but expect the unexpected here at the Belgian Grand Prix. As the saying goes, of course, anything can happen. And you know what? It usually does. So here we are once again at Spa-Francorchamps with 19 corners, 9 to the right and 10 to the left, and a lap distance of 4.35 miles. An average lap speed in the dry here is around 145 miles per hour. It's a very quick circuit indeed. Anthony Davidson is alongside me in the commentary box to take you through all the action today. Now, it's a closely matched field here in Spa, so where do you think we're going to see somebody make a difference?
If they're as close as we're expecting them to be, especially through the midfield, then being able to keep the front tyres in good condition could make the difference. You always lose a chunk of downforce at the front when you're in the turbulent air of another car, which tends to cause understeer, which in turn causes front tyre degradation. Now, too much damage there could force an early pit stop and put you at a slight disadvantage, so the drivers will want to be careful not to be too aggressive early on in the Grand Prix.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday puts him on pole, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ericsson, Raikkonen, Carlos Sainz, and Hamilton, Ricciardo, Gasly, Martinez, and Brendan Hartley. Alonso, Verstappen, Sergio Perez. They've taken a grid penalty. And Van Dorn, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Kevin Magnussen, and Roman Grosjean. Sirotkin and Lance Stroll rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right then, so here we go. It's time for the Belgian Grand Prix, my favourite race on the calendar, along with Suzuka pretty much. And I'm looking to do well here. I really love this track. It's a really, really good racing, driving circuit in terms of satisfaction as a driver. And I'm hoping to have a good result here and extend my championship lead. Now, as you can see, we are starting from P9, promoted from 2 places after qualifying. Even though we qualified 11th, I think there was 2 penalties, one for an on-track incident with one of the cars and another one for an engine change. So that's going to give us 9th place. We're going to start inside the top 10, and the best thing is we're the highest placed car in terms of free tyre choice, and unlike everyone in front of us, we are going to have the option of starting on the soft compound tyres. Now, ignore the tyre wear graph a little bit, because obviously we don't do practice that much, so the references aren't accurate. Now, I reckon I can pull off a soft, super soft around here. If not, we'll go to a medium tyre. It's not a big problem, but I reckon a soft, super soft is possible. Fuel wise, we are 2 laps over, and basically we're going to try and be strong towards the second half of the race. Also, the part in the race where it's going to be crucial to be good and fast is the part when the super soft runners come in. We take the higher positions and we do those 2, 3, 4 laps on those old softs. Those are going to be very important lap times that we try to make the most of whilst we're in clean air. But with that being said, let's jump into it here. Let's see how things shake out. And it is now time for the Belgian Grand Prix. Let's get into it. Right, here we go. Let's get the revs up and get ready for the 5 red lights here. Short run towards turn 1. Lights are on and they are off. Away we go. I want to cover the inside, make sure no one goes down the inside line. Alonso getting a good start there, going to run my outside, and we recover though and get the inside line on Pierre Gasly. Going to put him onto the curb, and there we go. Decent recovery. We've made up a place on the start in the end after that poor getaway. As we now go towards Eau Rouge for the first time. Not much grip on these tyres at the minute. On the back foot slightly, as here comes Pierre Gasly. He's trying to hunt me down. However, you can see the setup I'm running. We're doing okay for straight line speed here. And we're competitive, which is what I want. So, good stuff. Hamilton and Ricciardo coming to blows there. And Ricciardo getting the move on my teammate. Hamilton having to settle for P7. Oh, quite a bit of understeer on these tyres. Gasly's going to go down the inside. I'm going to have to leave him some room. Let's try and hang it around the outside though. There we go. We hold on. We need to try and switch on these soft compound tyres, which are quite understeery compared to the super softs. Gasly again coming at me here. He's going to go down the inside up Huon. Not a usual overtaking opportunity, but he's committed to it. Side by side here with the Toro Rosso. And Gasly's made it work. Fair play. He's through. I'm going to concede the position, and I'm going to try and follow him instead. Let's try and get these tyres up to temperature. Try and set into a bit of a race pace if we can. Right, adjusting the brake bias from 52 to 56. That's a necessary adjustment for the race, which I forgot about. I'll have to get used to that. I've changed the way I do my setup. So, yeah, changing the brake bias, now we should be a little bit more confident when it comes to attacking the corners and attacking the racetrack, which should give me that little bit more pace that I need to keep up with the top guys here. Having said that, Gasly, good exit. I'm not going to get much of a tow from him. And Alonso is on the back of me here in the McLaren for P9. However, I'm just getting a bit of a draft from Gasly here, along with some overtake DRS, and I should be okay to stay in front of Alonso for now. Right, DRS enabled. Leclerc fastest lap with a 41.7. We do a 43.4. So 1.7 off the race pace on these tyres, which is more or less the kind of improvement I had in qualifying. So not much in it. However, this time we are close to Gasly here, and we are going to get the run. A little bit of a wobble there for Eau Rouge. The back end feels very, very tail happy at the minute. I need to maybe look into that. But we are going to power past Pierre Gasly and get the position back. Hopefully now we can push on and try and pull away if we can, and not get re-overtaken straight away. There's a bit of a battle in front of us as well, so there might be an opportunity here to catch up to those guys and nab some DRS. Right, personal best 42.7. Decent lap, and we've caught up to this train. I should just get DRS. I'm trying to heat up my rears a bit. My rears are actually a bit colder than my fronts, and that's giving me that instability through the corners. I want to try and get my rears a bit more up to temperature. And there we go, this time much better, much cleaner through Eau Rouge. We're going to get the run on my teammate here. Look at the speed we have. Setup making all the difference here as we power past Lewis with a fresh engine in the back of the car. There we go, job done. P7. Another personal best first sector. Car now working very nicely as the super softs start to wear out on the guys around us. Our softs are getting better and better. Also the power unit's doing this job. Seems like Sainz is going slow here. He's got a bit of a problem with his car in the Renault, which is putting everyone on the back foot. So this is an opportunity for us to pick up some positions here. Setting up the exit. There we go. Up into the high ERS modes. Ericsson's going to get the pass on Sainz. Ricciardo looking for it as well. Oh, we're going to have to back out. Just an awkward position there. Don't really want to be 2 or 3 wide through there. However, going into the bus stop, I thought about it on Ricciardo. I'm going to have to back out. A little bit of contact behind as I saw a bit of end plate there. Got to be patient. No need to rush into moves just yet. Sainz is slow, so he will be vulnerable. This is my best chance now, though. On this straight, you will see all the power that I have to unleash with this power unit. Here we go. Straight away into overtake, all the way down the hill. Up Eau Rouge, maximum engine power. Let's close up the gap. Ricciardo, to be fair, that Red Bull's going pretty well on the straight. Now we're going to start gaining the slipstream. I think I'm a little bit too far back here. Sainz does have DRS on Ericsson, which is kind of annoying. Sainz, Ricciardo, contact. Yellow flag. I'm going to get on the inside of Ricciardo. Green flag now. We can race, and we go past Ricciardo there. Go for the squeeze on the exit to not allow Ricky to hang around the outside. And now we're behind Carlos Sainz, the struggling Renault on the super softs. A bit wide through there. First track extension warning of the Grand Prix for me there. Going down towards Puon. You can see signs how slow he is. Oof, losing the back end again there. We're going to try and go for it on signs though. Here we go. Wow, that was close. I could have easily lost my front wing there. That was very, very, very close. But we have got past. And we're now into some clean air. P5 in this race on the softs. And Hamilton has made his way through. Look at that. He's followed me through. Somehow made his way through all the traffic with me. So that's been beneficial to both of us as we've made decent progress. But now we've got a clean air so we can push on here. Only lap 5. And we're looking good so far. Really good. Look at these tyre temperatures. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, not a tyre above 95. What a difference the patch has made. It really has. So much more fun to play this game now. A bit hot into there, but still okay. We're closing the gap to Ericsson. We've got DRS on him now. 2 Ferraris, 2 Saubers at the sharp end. Another personal best, 42.6. And it seems like these softs are just holding their pace, whereas the supers are starting to decline a little bit. I think Ericsson might have just escaped DRS there. A good exit out of turn 1. Going to overtake to see if I can stay within the detection zone. I think we've managed to stay in just, which was good. I reckon I can put some pressure on Ericsson next lap. I've got to say at the minute I'm quite happy to sit behind Marcus Ericsson. Because, you know, the front pack are not really pulling away that much. Having said that, we have got cars in the pit lane now, so let's see who it is. Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc, so those two were the front two as Lewis comes in. So now is when we overtake Ericsson, I think. Or we wait. We wait until Ericsson comes in this lap and we basically get a free overtake either way. Kimi now leads in the Ferrari for now. This is where our strategy is going to come into play because Vettel and Leclerc are going to feed out behind us on soft tyres. So interesting strategy here. Let's see how this pans out. But for now, we're still behind Ericsson. I need to really get the move on him soon. Oh, Lance Stroll retires from the Grand Prix. In the Williams, he's out. First retirement. Will that trigger anything? Doesn't look like it. So Leclerc now gets past Hartley. He was actually held up by the Toro Rosso through sector 2, which is going to buy me some time. I'm going to sit behind Ericsson. I'm not going to overtake him because I want to pick up DRS. Oof, big wobble there. I'll have DRS on Marcus as he comes into the pit lane now. So basically he's going to be slow. So we're going to try and go a little bit wide there, avoid the contact. Kimi comes in as well. And there we go, P1. We're going to keep it in rich mix and hot lap now until we pit in pretty much and burn off most of our excess fuel and also use up our battery. There's Stroll on the left hand side. We now lead the Belgian Grand Prix and we've got a nice clear track in front of us. So now, this is what I mentioned at the start of the race, these laps in clean air on these tyres, running the high engine mode, are absolutely critical now for how the race is going to pan out. If we can continue a strong pace and do our pit stop and come out in front of Ericsson, that would be a job well done for us. There we go, personal best, 42.6. That's the pace I need. If I can keep that going, that would be great. Leclerc fastest lap. He's actually pretty damn quick on those tyres, I have to say. As he opens up a gap to Sebastian Vettel. Also, look at my tyre wear. Considering we've got 3 more laps on these, we're going to have pretty worn out rear tyres coming into the stint, so we're going to have to be careful on those. Another personal best, 0.5 this time. Just trying to keep a consistent pace on these tyres. Leclerc is absolutely flying though. Really, really fast pace, really strong pace from the Sauberman. Right, strong pace. I think Leclerc's come off the pace a bit as we set another personal best, 0.2 faster. We are going to pit in this lap. This is our scheduled pit stop lap, so we're going to pit in for the super softs. Gap has only come down 0.8 in the last 2 laps, so Leclerc's definitely, whatever he's doing, he's definitely turned down the engine a bit. We've also responded in with our own pace, but I'm pretty much on the limit now. I need to pit in and get some fresh tyres on. But the target of this race, I'd say, is maybe snatch a podium from Raikkonen and Ericsson. I think that's a realistic objective. Right, here we go. Let's get ready for our final stop of the race. Engine and ERS turned down to the lowest to try and save a little bit wide down that pit entry, but we'll take it. Power down, and there we go. A pretty light and maybe a little bit too nice on that pit entry. I could have pushed a little bit more, but there we go, 2.6. Not a bad stop, but definitely not a great one. Here comes Raikkonen. He's going to go past, and now here comes Marcus Ericsson. Now he's going to be in front of us, but not by much. And let's see what the pace is like on these super subs. I think we can do it. I think we'll have a good chance. There is Ericsson right there. So we haven't lost that much ground, considering we went a few more laps. And AI had fresh tyres. I reckon Kimi could be a bit of a stretch. I mean, the tyres could be faster than I think. I'm basically just being realistic. I'm not expecting a massive performance boost on these tyres compared to the softs when they were in their working range. And also, you know, going off by qualifying and being realistic, we didn't really have the pace. So let's wait and see what happens. But maybe I could be wrong. And like Hungary and Hockenheim, we could put off some pretty good overtakes. Well, it seems like it's working. Purple middle sector straight off the bat. Tyres are working good already, I can feel it. So already better than I expected. Maybe this is possible. Let's get our head down. Right, I'm not going to have DRS on Ericsson, but we've really closed the gap. 1 minute 40.4, by far the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. But I don't think we're going to have DRS on Ericsson this lap, unfortunately. I'm going to need one more lap, and I'm going to have to go into standard mix to save fuel. This time we're close, and we will have DRS on the main straight. Right, let's cook up this overtake on Ericsson, fastest final sector. Got to say, Raikkonen's pace has picked up. He's a little bit further ahead than I expected. Might be tricky to pass him, to be honest, because I'm fast, but I'm not that fast. I'm going to use my little bit of rich mix that I have, True Rouge, to maximise the speed through there. That Sauber just gets so much acceleration. We are so far back from Ericsson, and we really are. Makes it almost impossible to get a run on him until the end of the straight. Right, we're going to have to, I think, pass him somewhere else. I think it's not going to happen into Les Combes after the Camel Straight, because that Sauber just accelerates in the initial phase so much. It's going to have to be somewhere else, somewhere unexpected. Right, I'm currently well positioned here behind Ericsson. I'm just going to sit behind him though. I will get a nice bit of DRS now. To be fair, he goes pretty late on the brakes, so I have to give him credit. Close, there we go. Come on, this is it. I need to get a good run through turn 1 this time. And stop him getting that acceleration. Come on, there we go. That's better. That's much better. Need to overtake nice and early. And that's what I'm talking about. That time, much better. Now studying Ericsson's line and knowing how the Sauber pulls away. Here we go. 360 Ks to try and get past the Sauber here. Down the inside, Ericsson with a squeeze, but we're going to commit to the move and make it stick. And we are now P4 in the Belgian Grand Prix there. Good move at 360 kilometers an hour. But the move is done, and we are through. I think this is going to be all she wrote. Raikkonen's got a little bit too much pace, and to be fair, he's actually catching Sebastian. So I think we're going to call it there and say P4 is the best we can do here today. We're keeping Ericsson at bay, and that's the main thing, but let's just bring it home and accept these 12 points. Yellow flag here, going through the left of Blanchimont. We've got a slow moving car. Ocon just retired, and now we've got, I think, a slow moving Renault here. Oh, there's signs, he's all over the place, got to be careful. He's kind of weaving left to right, but we do avoid signs, and we are going to come home for P4 in the Belgian Grand Prix, and I've started from P9 and qualifying P11. I'll take that. That's some decent points, and Leclerc ultimately gets 13 points over us in the championship.
That's it for another Grand Prix, and a fantastic win for Sauber. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race.
Right, so looking at the final race results, Charles Leclerc wins the Belgian Grand Prix ahead of Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen. We come home P4 ahead of Marcus Ericsson, Lewis Hamilton P6, and then we've got Brendan Hartley in a very decent P7 for him ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, Nico Hulkenberg and Sergio Perez rounding off the points, and right towards the bottom, a double retirement for Stroll and Ocon, and Sainz having a very miserable end to the race there. But in terms of what it means for the driver standings, as you can see, Leclerc cuts down by lead to 25 points, and Hamilton remains in third, but Raikkonen is equal on points with him, and pretty much the top 5 is where the championship is really at. As you can see there, top 5 covered by 50 points, or should I say 49, but inside of 50 points. So yeah, they're all championship contenders, and it's going to be very interesting to see how things pan out. We do have a big engine upgrade on the way for the next race. Hopefully we can add to that as well with a rear aerodynamic upgrade as well after this race. But in terms of the constructors, we still lead the way by 49 points, but the gap has been closed down by Ferrari and Sauber. And yeah, once again, we can't get too complacent, and we need to bounce back in Monza big time with the upgrade package. With that being said, let's move into the laptop, and speaking of those upgrades, let's get them on the car.
You were cutting your way through the field during the race. It looks like you're schooling your rivals at the moment. Appreciate your time.
Right, so here we are on the R&D screen now. We're going to go straight into the aerodynamics. We're going to get the upgrade that we wanted to get, which was the rear downforce for the diffuser. And we're going to get it on the car for the next race in Italy. Now, that's going to leave us the 4th best team in the aero. In the engine side of things, we are the 4th best team, and we should become the 3rd best team with the upgrades that come along. And then in terms of the chassis, we are pretty much mid-table, but, you know, we're not, you can't be top in everything. Now, I've got to be honest, this is why I need you guys to come into play. I need all of your comments down below, and I need to kind of get some feedback, because basically I'm probably going to move teams for next season. I've been with Mercedes now for 2 seasons, so I don't normally stay with a team more than 2 years. I'm going to put a straw poll in the top, not a straw poll, I'm just going to put a poll in the top right. I would have mentioned this at the start of the video, but there's going to be a poll in the top right hand corner of your screen, and I want you guys to just go vote in there. I'm going to put all the teams available for selection, and I just want to see which ones you guys are keen for me to race as, and I'll take it into account. The reason I am sitting on the fence here is because all the upgrades that we have left are either major or ultimate, which are very expensive and take a very long time to put on the car. And considering how much we have to protect Mercedes for next season, I'm probably leaning towards protecting some car parts for next year first, and then if we have time, I'll put another extra couple of upgrades on towards the end of the season. Because if we back out a little bit, we are going to be the 4th best team now, but we are going to substantially close the gap to Renault with the upgrade package for the next race. It doesn't seem right to do no more upgrades from now to the end of the season, so I might still upgrade the car, but for now I think the short-term focus is to try and, you know, protect Mercedes a bit against the regulation change for next season. But I want your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I'll be reading the comments after this video goes up, and also I'll be keeping a keen eye on the poll in the top right-hand corner of the screen. But with that being said, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this episode of Career Mode. If you did enjoy it, then please do drop a like and get subscribed for daily Formula 1 content, and turn on notifications, guys, to not miss a single upload from me. And finally, check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that, thank you for watching, guys. Let's see you in my next video very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.